Hello? Oh shoot, where am I? There we go. It took me a second. But yeah, I am live. Hello, guys. Hello. New Year's saved me. Nothing has changed except that I took like a 3-day break. Alright, how's your guys New Year's been? Has it been good? Has it been fun? Anything you guys do that was like, wow, you know? How was my New Year? My year was pretty good, I think. I ate a lot of food. Like a lot of food. I played a lot of Lethal Company, surprisingly. What? Why'd you cry? What happened, Kosub? Oh my, that's not good. You said about the same thing? As Kosub or as me? Because if it's Kosub, I'm a little concerned. If it's as me, that's a nice holiday or a nice little break. Are you guys okay? You will. Oh. I see. You won't specify. Thank you, Sensen. Thank you. That's really reassuring. Oh my god. crying. Oh, you too, Jaden. I mean, at least I know why you're crying, but damn. Everyone's emo this New Year's. Well, if you aren't in the Discord, you won't know that I literally just got an SSD installed. So I'm very happy. I get to play all the games that were on my external drive again. But the thing is, I still haven't recovered any of that data. So hopefully I'll recover it later. We'll see. My dad said he's gonna try to figure something out. Nope, I was asleep, not crying. Okay, that's good, because it very much concerned me if you were crying on New Year's. Hop on that, maybe. I had to reinstall. I had to reinstall. Hold on. How many things I have to reinstall? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, like 28 games, 30 games. Whether you cried or not is in the air. Okay. Hi, welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, so literally the reason why we technically started 5 minutes late, because if you guys didn't know, we have a stream schedule now. It's posted in the Discord. I posted on Twitter. I should pin it on my Twitter, but I'll do that later. But yeah, I got my SSD installed. It took my brother a little while to. This is my younger brother, by the way, because my younger brother knows a lot about computers. Same with my dad. My dad's an engineer, but he didn't help me with anything with my computer. He just watched my brother do it. If I lost my storage, oh yeah, I can imagine how many games you have. Like looking at your Steam, oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, I can finally work on videos, which I'm happy about because I have a place to store them. I can, what else can I do? I can play more games on stream now. If you guys see a test stream tomorrow or after this main stream, no, you didn't. Yeah, I'm probably after the stream going to do a small test stream just to see what's working, what's not working. If the stream dies today at any point, I wouldn't be surprised just because I just installed the SSD. Roblox stream. We'll see. I think a year ago exactly, I did a Roblox stream. I got addicted to doors with my friends. But yeah. I don't actually know if we're gonna do a Roblox stream, but we'll see. I don't think there's, I don't know. I'm really scared of Roblox. Okay, I can't say that because my friends only make me play Roblox horror games. And I make them play Sushi's Restaurant Simulator. Played nothing but Doors. Because Doors was fun, but Doors is also scary. You know. Anyway. The shooter games? What shooter games are on Roblox? I know there's like the knockoff Valorant shooter game. But I don't know what else is there. So, we're loading up League of Legends. We're gonna be doing our usual viewer games today. Doors gets you mad, and Doors gets mad annoying though. Really? I love Doors. It I think it's really funny. When I was playing it with my friends, I literally I don't know, I just thought it was super funny. My friend and I, we got past level 50, right? And just as we were about to get past level 51, I died to a bunch of eyes because I walked forward and I wasn't looking properly, and I died to the eyes. And yeah, it was just super funny. They made it into like an emo, like someone drew it in we were playing Sketch.io like a month later, and someone drew it in Sketch.io. It was like Momo dying to the eyes and doors. It was so funny. What's Alti Torture? Is it a Roblox game or what is it? Oh. Is that a Roblox game or an actual game? Imagine having friends. If it makes you feel better, I don't have any VTuber friends other than Sense. No, okay. I say that, but I do have a collab planned out. Oh, it's a Roblox game. Okay. But yeah, on what day is it? On Saturday. Whoa, that's so loud. Why is that so loud? Understandable. Oh man. Literally, just before the stream, I was playing Minecraft with one of my friends. Why were we playing Minecraft? Because he asked me to, and no one else would play with him. And I was like, okay, well, of course I'll play Minecraft with you. Sort of new. Masimas. Oh, Tabby GG, thank you so much for the follow and welcome in. Woo! Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to fix League of Legends so we can play some League of Legends. Yeah, I never really finished my Minecraft playthroughs. Well, quote unquote finish as in like beat the Underdragon, beat the Wither, but yeah. Hi Noel, hi Mizia. You're lurking, that's fine. League, yes, of course we're playing League today. Just doing some chatting before we play. Oh my god, if League does not load up, we might play something else. That's a joke. I might have to restart everything again. Which would be very annoying. Lego Batman? Fun. Tabby, do you like dinosaurs? I can tell from the little badge you have and the little dino dance. Those are so cute. And they match. Oh, my model went a little crazy. Oh, so recently I've been planning the games that I want to play for a let's play on my YouTube, and then games that I want to actually play for you guys on stream that I'll turn into videos eventually. So Spiritfarer is one of those games. We might change. Where's League? What? Oh no. Oh no. Please don't tell me League is being a little bitch right now. Here, we're gonna end the Riot client. Nope. Okay. Maybe that'll fix things. Yeah. So I'm really just chilling right now. Spaghetti code. It is spaghetti code. Literally the client. I have 3 Riot clients open. How does that happen? Anyway. I've been chilling all day. For the past couple days, I've just been waking up really late because I've been going to bed really late. Oh, I forgot. I was in the middle of talking about this and then I just didn't finish it. But on Saturday we're doing a collab with Coda, low FPS TV at low FPS TV on Twitch and on Twitter. Here we go. Now it's loading up. But yeah, we're collabing on Saturday. We're gonna be playing Stardew Valley together. It's my usual game. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play League. I'm gonna play League with you guys first, and then when it gets to 9, actually maybe instead of League, we'll just do a just chatting stream, and then we'll switch over to Stardew Valley and hang out and play with Coda. I think this is his first time playing multiplayer, or like first time in a really long time playing multiplayer. If you guys actually didn't know me before, like all the way when I first started streaming. But when I first started streaming, I was actually a variety streamer and not just a League of Legends streamer. Okay, I'll look later. I haven't been looking at any of my DMs today. I'm sorry. I've just been like, yeah. Why isn't it actually working? Oh, now I lost my train of thought. Sorry for slamming my table. I didn't actually mean to slam my table. Anyway. Okay. Oh, no, I remember what I was saying. When I first started streaming, I wasn't just the League streamer. You were grinding Warframe? Nice. Welcome, welcome. It's no longer an emote. Anyway. Way back when, I used to be not just a League of Legends streamer, I was also a Stardew streamer. So I'd stream Stardew with friends all the time. So if it wasn't a League stream, it was a Stardew stream. I actually streamed Danganronpa for a bit too, but I never finished it on stream. But I finished it off stream. I finished all the Danganronpa games, but not any of the series. Where the fuck did League go, bro? I'm actually so confused because it said it was loading up and then it just didn't load up. Yeah, I was a Stardew streamer. I feel like it's like not impossible for me to be a Stardew streamer. But the furthest, because I always just started new farms with people like all the time. So the furthest I've gone is like year 2 in the summer. I am playing League. It's just for some reason not loading and it's being a little bitch. So we're waiting. Oh no, that's completely fair. Okay, it keeps opening and closing. We might have to restart the computer, guys. Again. SMH. What? I did say I was playing League. Literally, do you see the stream category? It says League of Legends. When am I not playing League? I was just saying that on Saturday I'm doing a collab. Oh yeah, you're right. I should do that. Cause I don't want to just restart my computer. I'm also scared for the SSD if it's not gonna boot up again properly. Anyway. Where are you? League of Legends. Here. I have 2 instances of League open. Now I look for Riot. Oh, I should end all these instances of Notion. Oh my gosh. All the emotes. No, not that I need a new one. It's just that my brother's unsure or not if he actually booted it properly for me. I don't know if you saw, but my brother was the one who installed everything for me. So, yeah. Ooh. Also, I hate Overwolf, but I had to re-download it again for lethal mods. I hate Overwolf so much. Yo, what's up? Okay, yeah, I just crashed. Anyway, this is fine though, because it just means we get to sit here and chat. Anti-cheating. Yeah, I don't like Vanguard just because of like, I don't know. Vanguard prevented me from uninstalling Valorant for the longest time. Vanguard blew up my SSD. My day, okay. I literally woke up I woke up so late. I'm not gonna talk about when I wake up because I already told Koda that, and he was like, Momo, and I was like, look, I'm trying to fix it for school, okay? Anyway. Yeah. Something philosophical. When do I do that? Oh, oh, oh. You guys see this? My friends list disappeared. I'm a philosophical philanthropist. Oh, I see. Yeah. But yeah, I woke up really late, and then I just like I ate a whole thing of noodles. It was really yummy. And then with the leftover soup, I ate it with rice. Oh, that was so good. Oh my god, I boiled myself. Like I love soft boiled eggs. But one of the eggs, I don't know what happened to it, but it broke in the pot, and I was like, oh, this is fine. It wasn't fine. I just, since it was like not completely cooked and it was stuck to the shell, I just took the yolk out, and yes, spicy nudes. And then I mixed the yolk into the soup base, so I had a little bit of like egg in my soup, and then I had the boiled eggs on top of it while I was eating my noodles. Yeah, soft boiled eggs are so good. I love soft boiled eggs. I love like the jammy eggs and like the eggs that are a little bit runny. I don't know, they just speak to me, you know? I used to like always hate hard boiled eggs too, because that was like the only type of egg my mom would make, and I hated it. I don't know, I just hated the texture, I hated the taste, I hated something about it. But ever since I discovered soft boiled eggs, oh my gosh, I go crazy. Well, I don't think it's carbonara. I think, so what my family does is we make bibimbap from time to time, which is like a Korean dish. I think something in the name means mix, and you mix all these ingredients together. Usually it's with meat. We usually eat it with minced meat, like minced beef, sorry, and then you just like, yeah, actually eat it raw. Basically, we just fry the egg, and like we pop the top because it's still super jammy or like super runny, and it just runs down, and it slowly cooks while you mix it, and it's really good. It's really, really good. I had this thing called meza soba the other day, and it's basically like raw egg with raw salmon, but then as you mix it, because the noodles are warm, well, this is like the specific bowl of meza soba I had, it was salmon meza soba, and while you mix it, like the salmon slowly cooks, so you can have like at the beginning you have some pieces that are raw, but by the end you have some like really nice like slow cooked salmon with like the egg on top. It's so good. Oh yeah, you guys, you Americans with your unsafe raw eggs, SMH. Yeah, same. Wait, what's the ramen recipe? Oh, one way that I used to make my ramen all the time was, it was like a raw egg, some Kewpie mayo, it was some other things. I forgot what else was in it. But you mix it up, and then you pour the noodles on top. It's so good. I'm a Kewpie fiend for sure. Regular mayo is okay, but like Kewpie, oh, it's so good. It makes things so good. What my siblings and I used to do, literally, I think it was like a trend on TikTok too, with your baked salmon, you put sriracha and Kewpie on top. With like rice and avocado. We didn't always have avocado. Like usually our avocado was reserved for our parents to eat because they like eating just like straight up avocado, which is like whatever. But like the sriracha, the Kewpie I think the original trend was not Kewpie either. Actually no, it was Kewpie. I'm sorry, I'm a liar. But it was like Kewpie, sriracha, the salmon, the rice. We added a bit of soy sauce to it too. It's so good. Sometimes we add sesame seed oil. So good. They did restrain our avocado usage, but that's because they love avocados. So it's always so good. I love when my mom bakes salmon because like whenever she bakes it, she puts mayo on top and like garlic chips, and then on top of that, like when you get your own little like portion, and then you put the Kewpie, the sriracha, the soy sauce, sesame oil on top. It's always so good. It's so good. Straight avocado. Yeah, I know my parents love eating it with sugar, especially. Like, I don't know why, but they love it with sugar. They don't eat it with sugar as much anymore, but yeah. Where are you at? Little food boxes for you guys. Yeah, just like whatever's left over from my family dinner, I just and they might soon eat. That is true. Okay, I'm gonna be so for real. I quote unquote hated avocado toast for the longest time because it was trending. And then I had it for the first time at this like really fancy brunch place, and I started to get obsessed. But again, our avocado is restricted use for only my parents, so I didn't really get to make avocado toast at home. But it was really good. I don't remember what else was on it other than avocado, but I remember it was like with like a fried egg on top and a bunch of other toppings. Yeah, no, like there's some things where I'm like completely fine bandwagoning on, but then sometimes there are things that I'm like, wait, there's things I refuse to bandwagon, and there's things that I jump on right away because I don't give a fuck. Okay, who wants to play League? Well, let's actually play the game that's on my stream right now. You refuse to consume JJK media? I did that too for a bit. And then I watched JJK and I fell so in love. Oh, that's so real. I don't like Corky, but I don't know. I think his like win rates are low enough that like he doesn't get nerfed. Let me search this up actually. Corky win rate. Yeah, he has like exact 50% win rate. Corky is sleeper OP real. How long I play? Like how long I played League for, or how long do I usually play League for in these sessions? Why are you sad? Cause did you actually get off, or did you play? Are you like cute on another account? You're probably cute on your other account, aren't you? I will answer both those questions because I don't know which one you said yes to. I've been playing League. The first time I played League was in 2019, but I only played for like a couple months and then I quit. Officially, I started playing League. Oh, you're in a game. Okay. Yeah, your other account. Officially, I started playing League in 2020. So it's been almost 4 years since I've been playing League. And usually I play League for as long as I want. Usually. Yeah. Ooh, you're boosting Kosub. Yeah, 2020 was 4 years ago. Because, guys, it's 2024. Oh, I'm sorry. I started playing League again because of COVID. And now look where I am. Fucking streaming League of Legends. Yeah, I'm down. 3 people? Damn. There's someone I know, and because he's like high elo, he boosts professionally. I say professionally, but like he gets paid for it. He was like, oh yeah, this girl paid me like $1,000 to boost her to diamond. Or yeah, diamond. And I was just watching him play games, and I was like, oh no, this game doesn't look good. He's like, no, we'll win this. I'm just fucking around. And I'm like, what do you mean you're gonna win this and you're just fucking around? And then he wins the game. Like, yeah, because I think her account was like in like plat or gold, and then he boosted her all the way to diamond. Like, that's true. Is it boosting your friends with them? My tag is no, don't invite me. I invite you. I have to be the leader of the party, bro. Oh, real. I always feel bad. Okay, no, on my alt account, my Hibichi account. Hold on. No, I have that account added. Who the fuck are you? This is it. So on this account, right? I literally only play I play the same champions. You guess. But yeah, for this account, right? Oh, my friend got into silver too. I should be admitting this out loud. But for this account, my friend and I, well, it's mostly me. Whenever I play on this account, I always feel bad whenever I win really hard because I'm like a plat in bronze iron lobbies. I mean, I'm playing support, so it doesn't really matter, but like I still feel really fucking bad. This is not my Ari account, no. I think I said I was gonna train my mid laners on this account, but I never did. I just don't play mid anymore. Yeah, I always feel bad. I also gave this account to my friend so he could play with his friend in ranked. So this account was like all enchanter champions. You want to look at the match history? Hold on, it's loading. The match history is very funny. You guys think this is me? Do you the 16-3? The 19-3, 17-6, 12-1? Like, come on, look at this. It's like the enchanters with like enchantery KDAs. And then there's fucking guys, I'm a Jace main. I'm a Jace, Silas, Zed, Swain main. Empress Linda, hi! Linda's also a session partner. I remember your thing. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Thank you. But yeah, on this account, yeah, check out Senshin because we actually got some content today. I was gonna talk about it, but it slipped my mind. Maybe I'll talk about it. Oh, I'll talk about it on Saturday. Maybe we'll just do just chatting before we go to our collab with Coda. Thank you. I actually watched some of your YouTube videos. Which one was it? I think it was oh my god, I forgot which video it was, but it was like one of your main videos to like check out. It was like virtual reality, like make a model with virtual reality or like something verse or with Vroid. I think it might be that one. I don't know. But like the model you made with that looks so cool. Yeah, that one. That one. It looks so cool in the thumbnail. And I watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch like all of it, but like yeah. Yeah. If I didn't have this, I would probably use that. Oh. Oh my gosh. Not the model freeze. There we go. Thank you. I love these ears so much. You understand. This is like this model is like everything to me. I love it so much. And since it's pre-made, I can also just use the presets to make like different versions of Momo, which is like it's always so fun. Wait a second. Okay. Hold up. Yeah, we're gonna change this stream. I've been trying to I have it in VTube Studio right now. Yeah. I don't know how it was made just because I didn't make it. Chatting into collab. Yeah, we'll do just a just chatting stream on Saturday. before we play some Stardew. Okay. What? I love that. How many ads play on my stream, by the way? I wonder. I saw that I can have them play at like the beginning of... No, I saw them I could play at certain points. Nice. Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna trap you with 12 ads, actually, not 10. But, this model, runs from VTube Studio. And then this is a pre-made model, so I don't exactly know how it was made. Yeah. I don't mind ads either. I kind of like the new ads. Just because, like, I actually noticed that I do get paid, like, a significant more amount than I used to with ads. I didn't realize that. Anyway, let's actually start the game. Keep chatting, but... Ready? We can keep chatting, but I gotta actually queue us up. I think we've been in the lobby purgatory for a little bit. Oh. Baby main. Yeah, I love League. Well, I say I hate League a lot, but we all know that means I love League. Dude. Speaking of Aatrox players, I love Aatrox players. Mostly because they carry me in games. Hee. If you can carry me in a game, you're equal to one of my favorite champs. Hi, Ari. Why the what the fuck? What the WTF? What happened? Are you guys ready? Gaming? Oh my god, because I have this SSD, I can finally play Star Rail and Genshin again. I have it on my phone, but it's just not the same, you know? I could finally be a video gamer in my last couple days of... Dude, none of you are like... answering. Not the hee hee hee. How long did I not have a week? 9 days. I spent 9 days without Genshin or Star Rail. That emote's so cute. Whoever's emotes are those are adorable. Stinky. Right? I like my emotes, but I'm going to get new ones eventually. I'm planning on getting some new ones later this year. Probably like end of this year, actually. Not later this year, at the end of this year. So 2024. But like all the Coco V ones are super cute. Like the ones that Empress Linda just like put in chat. I love them. Oh wow. Yeah, more emotes. I do have a couple slots, I think. But the thing with the emotes is that a lot of them are for upper tiers, not like all tiers, which I'm a little worried about. This is the first game of the day. Sorry, I spent the first 40 minutes of the stream just talking. Wait, what? I'm at 80. I'm gonna play Sarah 80. I love Seraphine. Ooh, actually, I think some Cosmic Insight would be good. Yeah.
I could do better.
What? Kasugi, you are literally in a game with me right now. Oh, I do have a Twitter. Let me post it here. I haven't updated any of my Twitch links yet, but I have recently changed some of my users. Yeah. I changed my Twitter user, and I think I changed my YouTube channel. Of course, thank you for letting me know. It kind of slipped my mind to update those stuff when I changed it. I need to write that down. Yeah, I'm playing an APC. Do I have space on my? I do have space on my to-do list. Yeah. Okay. I did my mods duty list. I have my streaming Notion page. Thank you. I'll follow you back. Oh, I just got the notification on my phone, so I'll follow you back right now. I think. Oh no, that was Ari. Oops. I do have a Twitter. Update Twitch links circle. I don't know yet, cause I haven't chosen my colors yet. So I'll let you know. Actually, no. You go light blue. I love light blue. Yeah, double APC. APC, double AP bot. We're gonna be so annoying. Oh my god, last night I was yeah, we're locked in. Last night I was playing with one of my friends, right? Yes, I'm Canadian. I'm a full Filipino. So both my parents are Filipino, but I was born and raised in Canada. Did I fall? I did. I should put Senshin in my bio. I feel like that'd be very nice. Oh my god, we are neighbors! No way! I'm only one province away. Wow! Welcome back. Oh no. Saying oh no to the printer, but I'm glad that you are done for today. Hopefully no more issues. There we go. What do you mean didn't expect Xerath to go Xerath? Oh! I'm experiencing a bit of lag.
Amazing. I'll bring him into harmony.
Yeah, it's gamer time.
To Summoner's Rift.
And it's okay if you want AP. Double AP bot lane. We're gonna be annoying as fuck.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Oh my god, I'm unintentionally matching with them too. And what? Your kid says my model is so. Stop. That I feel so flattered. Oh my gosh.
Minions have spawned.
This is serotonin for me too. I feel so complimented.
People don't always listen, but that's no reason to keep quiet.
Oh my gosh, I love the Xerath dance. I don't think I've like seen it fully before. Oh, Murado. No one stays for 500 anymore. I've noticed that recently, but I think it's because the little guy, right? I don't know. I literally just don't see anyone go. Wow. Wow. I took more damage than I wanted, but that's okay. Do, 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 do. Okay, we just gotta stay far away. Ah! I'm so good! Just kidding. I just don't think she, Ah! Kosa? What? Why did you punch a hole in your wall? That is... I think that is the wildest thing I've heard anyone say in like my chat in like a long time. Oh my god, I missed it. Game is over. Really? Oh man, I should have went. I knew I should have went Cosmic. She's a sneaky. She got you good. Oh my. That's okay. You know, I feel like we're all haters of this game deep down. Oh no! My W! Get her, Xerath. Oh, okay, no, it's okay. Not me deep down, I love this game.
Music helps you keep your head up.
Yay! I wish I could have saved my Xerath earlier, but that's okay. We are here for the vibes. Because I'm playing Sarah 80 right now. Or APC. I don't think. Oh my! I can't CS. Literally. No one talk to me right now. I'm coming. I'm coming. Oh, okay.
Making it a special day.
Where is her ass going? Get her ass! See, I also need to update that bot because I. What the? What is? Oh, he's mid.
I'll fight to listen.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why he was here. What? She just missed her flash so.
Hope I don't get lost in all this music.
Okay, I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. I don't have flash.
Come for the show.
Okay, we're not gonna think about that. We are not going to think about that at all, ever. That is not good.
We fight for our lives.
Gamers, I think we kind of fucked up. No, it's okay, Ari. I'm just like that Renata for real. I mean, you can kind of tell that she's native Renata, so can't really blame her.
Gotta keep moving with
An ally has been slain.
Oh my god, the Seraphine skin is so cute. Like, okay, the prestige one is giving elegant. It's giving like princess vibes, right? This one is just giving like happy fun time, and I love it.
It's harder to stumble on the stage. Sure does hurt more.
You know what I mean?
Maybe the world's not ready. I don't mind waiting.
Oh, you're right. With the power of love and friendship, we got this. We can beat anything together. Oh wow, where'd she heal from? I love anime speeches. Oh, they're both so low. Okay. See, Zerath and I are just better. You have to give us a second, but we got this. Okay, how do I want to do this anime speech? Oh my god. Okay, deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay guys, I know we had our rough times and we've fallen behind almost every single fight. But with the power of friendship, with the power of teamwork, we got this. Anything is possible when we're together. Gandare! I'm sorry. Hope that was good, guys. Clip it and ship it. Well, if you guys want to. Renata might walk up. Like, she was just at drag, yeah. Let's get her ass. Oh my god. I'm so bad. I clap. Thank you. Exactly. She moves so fast, but she didn't ghost. So I think it's just a me diff.
An ally has been slain. Ally has been slain.
This game's so bad. Like I said, guys, with the power of friendship and teamwork, we will catch up. We will beat the enemy team. Pleated steel caps. Oh, I forgot they lowered the cooldown on TP.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I don't know where bot lane is.
Never heard of it.
I mean, worth it for me, in my opinion. Worth it.
Think they want to hear more?
And then, oh, what? Girl,
An ally has been slain.
where's my TP? Did I just flash? I think I just flashed on accident. I'm not gonna think about that. Fuck, I think I just flashed on accident when I was trying to TP.
Hear the world in my voice.
Vision where? I shouldn't have admitted that I flashed.
Sit down and listen up.
It's kind of just embarrassing for me, you know? I have binoculars, real. Don't I look juicy, Zeri? Oh! That was so good.
Your song's gonna get stuck in my head. Easier to hear someone else.
I know, right? Thanks, guys. We're gonna just forget that I flashed earlier, right? Right? Right, guys? Right?
Nothing better than a good song.
It was pretty good. Don't worry. It was pretty good. Oh. 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 Okay, I don't think I did the thing anymore. Okay, I wasn't really sure what to do there, but that's okay. This is fine. Yeah. Yeah, things are happening. For sure.
Maybe it's time to change my tune.
Anyway, we're just not gonna think about it. Yeah, like, you know, it's not like I got caught or anything. It's finger licking good. Yup. I don't have ulti, so you gotta be careful. Nice. Oh, I would hate to be challenger.
Never heard
The hottest food, fast food mascot? Wait, okay, what's the Burger King mascot? I don't know if he's hot or not, but I just haven't seen him before. I didn't see bowling ball, rip.
Folks only love a reflection when it isn't there.
And why is it real? Real. Colonel Sanders? Finger licking good man right there.
You can't keep your song inside.
Is he literally a king? Like, oh yikes.
An ally has been slain.
Real. Oh, I keep missing. Whoa.
Couldn't miss a rhythm.
I so fucked up. I so fucked up. I so fucked up. I didn't mean to ulti like at that angle. That's okay, that's okay. There you go. Yeah! Aw, that's okay. Okay, let's grab a pink.
Nothing better than a good song.
See, okay, because if we think of like OG Ronald McDonald, I think he's okay looking, right? But if you've seen some of the art of Ronald, he low-key looks fine. Like in a not
Don't mistake me for my
scary
lyrics.
clown way. Why are you laughing? I will say there's nice. There's also something like, yeah, the Dojin Ronald McDonald's are very good. Okay.
Wait to find out. Sit down and listen up. Ethan, in my drink?
Yep.
Your music.
I think Wendy's like mascot's very funny. Just cause she looks like a little shit like 9 out of the 10 times like I see her fan art. And like the 1 out of 10 time where she doesn't look like a little shit, she just looks like a girl like waiting for her dad or something.
Enemy killing spree.
Stumble on mistake.
That wasn't really much.
Ally has been slain.
Rip. Wah! Sorry for yelling. I didn't actually think. Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry. I didn't think that'd kill me. I'm sorry for any ears I may have damaged. Any fuck.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Anyway, maybe I should just stick to farming for a little bit.
Ready to sing again.
Ah, okay. Honestly, fair enough. Okay? Look at you go. Kusa, what is that emote for? Oh, reward. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I'm just gonna die. I think I kind of into that. Okay, anyway.
You have been slain.
We do have Little Caesars. I've never seen art of Little Caesars though. Little Caesars is kind of...
Enemy double kill.
The old little logo man is silly, but I can see like a Roman,
Enemy
Greek,
quadra kill.
majestic looking guy for him. You know what I mean? Like I see it. I see it. You know what I mean?
That was proud. Maybe it's
Your
time to
turret has been destroyed.
That's so real. I was a Xerath. Yeah, you see it, right? I feel like I got a little baited there, but that's okay. Thank you. I've been told that a lot recently. I've been cooking up for some things for you guys. Well, yeah, one thing for you guys, one thing for more of me. Yeah, no, I feel like I got baited for that. So I'm just gonna mute everything from him. Yeah, I have. I got cooking, this I'll share with you guys, but I got cooking a reference sheet. I've been told I cooked with it. I've been working on,
Zahn and Piltover sing
I've been
together
working on
in
my
a
lore.
dancing duet.
So we actually have some official lore. It's gonna be Momo lore before streaming and post and like during streaming and where we are currently in the streaming world.
Legendary.
So yeah,
Hope I don't get lost in all this music.
I'm only 4 and 8. I feel like I shouldn't be 4 and 8, but I don't know. Rip.
Easier to hear someone anyone else, then hear yourself.
Add diff.
An enemy has been slain.
Thank you. I keep on... Like, I keep missing my fucking... I keep missing my fucking E's.
Legendary.
And it's so
An enemy
frustrating.
has been slain.
I don't know, man. I feel really not confident about this game. Just because I've been playing so bad.
Another ass kicker out of that one. Moods are like melons. They go up, they go down, and sometimes they surprise.
Okay, I guess I should play with the team. You're right, you're right. I'm also off roll, so I shouldn't be too hard on myself.
Legendary. Enemy has been slain.
I don't have any vision abilities. Yeah, there's nothing, no one layer. Are we sure this is like a good idea?
Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down.
Oh, I always forget I have TP. Yeah, I love Ari's name. Just because it's such a nice play on words. Like Arigato. Not really a team fight. More like just like a fight.
Next time, I want to see all of you on stage.
I just want my item. It's okay. Yeah, you know what I'm craving right now?
Wonder what
This
it
is
sound
all-
like outside
This is
today.
for all the marbles? Anyway. Dude, he's just taking out my farm too. It's not fun. I haven't set up any gambling. Kubo's not here, so there's no predictions yet. Kubo was the one who did all the prediction stuff, so. Oh, Chipotle sounds so good right now, but I'm craving
Gotta
like,
keep moving with the
okay,
music.
McChickens from McDonald's aren't as good as they used to be, but I'm low-key craving one, like the OG ones. You know what I mean? Oh, hot Cheetos also sound very good right now. Oh no. Oh,
Pentakill.
let's get out of this game.
Ace.
Buffalo sauce. That actually sounds pretty good. My sister, my sister used to work at McDonald's, And the way she made her chicken, I don't remember how she made her chickens, but it always sounded really good. It's because of her. You guys stayed beside her when she had her revive, so. Ooh, I do that with my friends now, just like random little food runs.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I have a 24-hour close to my house, not like beside, but I would like need like a ride for it. You know?
Dominating. Your turret has been destroyed.
I've been Liliad.
Shut down.
With the oh my god. Oh my god. Literally, what is this champion?
An enemy has been slain.
I also hate Cassante. Huh?
Music helps you keep your head.
Wow. Really? Oh wow, and he has it.
Making it up as it goes.
Do.
An enemy has been slain. An
Ooh.
ally has been slain. An enemy
New
has
season,
been
I think
slain.
it starts on. All I know is that this season ends on the 9th, so I don't know. Yeah. That's what I'm feeling it might be.
Follow my voice.
People word there. Margaret? Why am I being called Margaret? Hello? Oh, I caught her my ulti, but wasn't enough. This is very rough. All I know is I'm probably getting reported by this Dareth. I don't want to play an actual ADC though. It's okay, guys. Oh my god, I forgot about the NT bot. Yeah, I've NT'd 5 times, guys. Thank you, Ari. Okay, if anyone wants to join while I'm in the bathroom, what is it? NT means nice try. So every time you type NT, it keeps track of it in my chat. Yeah. The NTR bot. What's the NTR bot? Wait, do I want to know what the NTR bot is? Oh, okay. Okay, guys. That is so reassuring. Wait, let me load in and then I'll go to the bathroom. What is the NP? I can't. I can't. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Empress Linda, the tweet, she tweeted like, she's like, oh my god, I'm streaming, and she was like, League of Bunnies, I mean Legends, that's so freaking cute. Anyway. The breathing. I don't breathe. I don't know what you're talking. Oh my nose. Of course. Breath weirdo. No. I will not breath, actually. Oh, that? I used to do that a lot. Like, a lot. Kosub, you're not online. Oh, other account. Bad jungler. Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom now. I'll be right back, and then we can play more League of Legends. Oh no! You guys? Hello? Ari? I'm not even sitting down yet. What are you guys doing? What do you guys do? Do a backflip? Can I do a backflip? Can I? I don't even think this shows my full model. I can do a kind of backflip. Wait, where is it? Whee! Yeah. Yeah, I don't have my legs displayed right now. Thank you, Kazuki. What the freak? I'll just play from the center of my screen now, actually. This is I'm gonna cover all the gameplay. Or actually, hold on. I'll be like this. Hello. This is now the gameplay. Oh, excuse me, I just burped in my mouth. Yeah, this is the gameplay now, guys. How do you feel? Do you like it? Wow, we're so good at League of Legends, guys. Oh! I haven't talked to this guy in years. Hello? Just filled the last spot. Sorry. I don't need to see League anymore. The black what do you mean black censored bars? What's wrong with this, guys? Come on. Oh no, it's, do you hold on? Do you wanna join after this one though? Or you good? Hold on. Let me make myself even bigger for you guys. Hold up. How do we feel about this, huh? Huh? Okay. I will let you know. Yeah, how you guys feel about this? How you guys feel about this model? Already saves my mental. Too close? Oh, okay. How about this? How about this? Is this better? I do have a nose. You're just blind. Sorry, that sounds so mean, but I do have a nose. Ready? You can you can smell my breathing. My nose is literally right there. Yeah, no League, just cutie. Just because you're a Lee Sin player. Oh my gosh. Yeah, of course it smells like gamer. I am one. How do you guys feel about this? I can get even closer. Shoot, where is it? What about this, huh? Hi, Kazuki. How would you guys feel about this, huh? This feels too close.
I must not fall.
Just my ears. You guys want an ear stream? You can literally. Okay, what's inside of there? I'm curious. What's inside my ears? I don't think there's anything in there, right? Just don't blow into my ears. They're kind of sensitive. No brain. I swear I have a brain in there. What? I have a civilization in my ear cavity? Huh? Got you smiling as shit. Oh! What was that noise? That wasn't the bonk, was it? That was the bonk. The bonk got fucked. The bonk broke, yeah. You know what? I'm feeling a Sona game. Here, I'll give you a free bonk. Oh my god! Feel a song coming on? What do you mean a song? There we go. Oh my god. I could do a jump scare. I go 040. Oh no. I'm very slow at moving my model though. The bunny has been scared already. Okay. Oh, I still have TP. Let's do this one. I love Star Guardian Sona, so I'm gonna use. Oh, Sona. Oh, I didn't change my sums in time. Anyway. Thanks, bro. I like my ears. Hi, Lilac Rose. Oh, let me. The water from a faucet. Can I? Oh yeah, actually, I can hear one. Like it's pretty far away. I might have put on a chroma. I don't know. Anyway, sorry guys. No more of the shenanigans. Oh, I shenanigan. Oh, that screen's not real. I am breaking my PC. Oh fuck. Yeah, I got chromas. Yeah, normal Momo's back. I think my league froze. No. Okay. 1 second, guys. I think playing with my model kind of fucked her up. Fucked up my computer. Oh shoot. Okay, 1 second. We're doing Pajama Guardian. Actually, yeah, all the OG Star Guardian skins don't. I think only the ones from this season do. No, the Zoe one does, I think. Or no. Yes? Same with... Yeah, Zion ones. It's just the first gen OG ones don't. Anyway. Sorry, guys. I'm coming back. Sona is from this season. Or like the latest season. There's Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. Sona's from Gen 3. Look, I am an avid Star Guardian fan, okay? I may have been late to the party, but I am an avid Star Guardian fan. Yeah, there's 3 gens. Or like 3 releases. No, there's 3. Oh my god. I actually broke my computer. League of Legends is a multiplayer online battle arena game, so a mobile game where you play 5v5 against other people. Yeah, you have to play this really cute champion. No. Star Guardian has 3 seasons to it. Hold on. How many seasons? Don't try to make yourself remember, darling. Don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. Now let's spin it a little longer, 'cause when we're gone, everything. Okay, see? There was one that came out in 2015, which was Lux. Then there was one in 2016, which was the rest of the OG Star Guardian party, which was Lulu, Poppy, Ezreal. Not Ezreal. Yeah, Ezreal, Jinx. Then, no, Janna, not Ezreal. Wait, Janna? No. It was Lux was 2015. 2016, it was Lux, Jinx, Lulu, Janna, Poppy. And then in 2017 was when Miss Fortune, Ezreal, Soraka, Syndra, and Ahri got their skins, right? And then we have like the addition, like I think a year later, 2 years later, it was Nico. And then it was the Prestige edition for Soraka right after Nico. And then Wild Rift had their thing. And then recently... Oh, sorry. And then recently we had everyone else get added in. So technically that's 3 generations. And if we're thinking about this lore-wise, there's so many... Like the Star Guardian groups have been like crazy.
I'll play any stage once. Some just the once.
Aye. Don't look for me. I'm just a schizo. Wow. Thanks. I get called that a lot. But I love Star Guardian so much. I love Magical Girls. If you guys see the Magical Girl Momo, you can see some of the inspos for Star Guardian. So like, yeah, I love Star Guardian so much. But if we're talking about like group releases, technically it's been 3. Ow! That is not fun. I want to ignite him, but that's okay. No, not the... Who is chat? Chat isn't real. You guys can't keep doing this to me. Please. Actually, no, that was literally me. I love Star Guardian, bro. You cannot do that shit to me. Oh, and I forgot to mention Zoe. Zoe was also released when Soraka's was out, or I think a little bit after. But yeah. Actually, you guys are wrong. I still Star Guardian. Ever since I discovered it, it's been my life, bro. Oh, we windows. Get their asses! Yeah, bro. Me when I meow. Meow meow. Yeah, I've been wondering what to put as like my Twitch bio for the longest time. Before it was like I may be crazy, but at least I am free. Now I made it if you animal noise at me, I'll animal noise back. But I don't know what that means. Actually, no, I do know what it means. I just animal noise at you. Moo. See? Like animal noise at me, I'll animal noise back. Animal noise back. I am literate. I promise. Promise. Yeah, oh, thank you. Roar. One of my friends, actually it's not one of my friends, it's freaking Kubo. You know what Kubo does? Sometimes he just messages me roar. Like, just like, roar. Ow! I just roar back. It's just DMs, so it's okay. I don't actually have to say it out loud, but on Twitch I do. Get his ass! Get her ass! Oh no. Oh my god, these battles are crazy. These battles, these fights. I would have left them on red. I could never do that. I always feel bad leaving people on red, and then I feel bad whenever I get left on red. I'll help you push this and I'm gonna recall. Give me that. Yeah, bro. Come on, let's go. Widow wavy. On WED? Oh, yeah. Same. I feel like, okay, actually no. So yesterday I was playing, oh, was it yesterday? The day before that?
An enemy has been slain.
I was playing games with people I don't usually play with, and I was so scared talking to them. And since we're playing Lethal Company, I was just like asking them questions about the game, and I was like, hey, do you guys want to do this or this? Like, with one of my other friends, right? I don't know, we just kind of clicked right away. Probably because we were both new at the game we were both playing, so we both were like clinging on to each other for dear lives. And I was like, hey, do you want to like walk around the map with me? No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about yesterday when I played with a bunch of people I don't know. So when I played on stream, that was when I was playing with my friends, like my actual friends. So of course I was having fun, but playing with strangers or like usually in VCs, I'm very quiet. I was literally playing with one of my friends earlier today, like playing Minecraft with my friend earlier today. And I was so like, out of it. I was only replying to what I was saying. I literally was like, barely talking. Oh no. Yeah, what's up? Well, what movie? Yeah, speaking of movies, there's like, I'm gonna talk about one after you talk about yours, Nomo, because I have nothing for you. With Mark Wahlberg, what movie? Hi Kay, how's your trip going? Or are you back? The son was a programmer, uh-huh. League of Legends. Oh, I'm No! Let's go, Kosum! My savior! My savior! Oh, it was Valo. My savior! Oh my god! My savior. Valkyrie was in it. Wow. Family plan. Oh, what? That's crazy. How was the zoo? I love going to like places with animals. I know you love animals, Kay, so I know that was probably like amazing for you. Family plan. Sounds weird. I think I've heard of it just because Valkyrie was in it. F you. Oh, fun. Okay, that makes more sense. I was really confused because I was like, hey, I thought you loved animals. Anyway, what am I thinking of right now? Okay, there's this movie that my friends all watch. I watched one of those videos like, oh, I watched blank, so you don't have to type of videos, right? Do any of you want to guess what the movie is? It's low-key trending right now just because of how bad. Not how bad, how weird some of the scenes are. Yeah, honestly, when my sister and I went to the Soul Zoo, we were like, hey, is this okay for some of the animals? But specifically like the aquatic animals. It was not Rebel Moon. Maybe it's just my For You page that's like going crazy over this movie. But the movie is called Saltburn with Jacob Elordi and Barry Cogan. And you know, because the two of them were in the movie, I didn't think like it'd be bad or anything, right? They're like two pretty good actors. They're both popular in their own like little. Oh. They're all like popular in their own little like spaces. But the movie was crazy. Like, I don't know if you guys care for spoilers. Actually, I don't even think I can talk about what the movie is like because I think I would get like muted. But it's weirdly sexual. Saltburn. Never heard. Honestly, that's fair enough. I didn't hear about this until people started freaking out about it. But yeah, it's like, ooh. I'm gonna ping him. He's so good. I can't act out any scene. What can I tell you guys about the movie? Okay, so it's basically about this guy who like graduates. I forgot which school, but it's like one of the Ivy League schools, and he spends a summer at like one of his friends' places because it's like, oh yeah, it's his rich friend, and since he's quote unquote acting out to be poor, he was invited over as like a whatever, and he basically, oh my, it's so, yeah, it's a very interesting movie. Let's just say some bodily fluids get drank out of a bathtub and a grave gets violated by the main character. Oh, I missed. What else happens in it? There's a vampire scene. Well, like as close as you can get to a vampire scene with humans. I don't know why it's called Saltburn. Actually, it might be a little bit of false advertising. There's a scene where a guy gets well, actually I don't remember. But there's a lot of questionable moments in this movie. Yeah, I think so. Because I don't know, I didn't even watch it. Like I said, I watched one of those, like, I watched this movie so you don't have to movies. And it's questionable. Because we're all part of the same team. What? Oh, that's the real one. Yeah. And I think the only reason it's getting traction is just because of the actors used. You know, because they're Jacob Elordi, Barry Keoghan are both pretty popular actors, and they're pretty popular actors in their own right. So yeah. It's pretty crazy whenever I think about what's in that movie. Oh, Cled's here. Oh, Nakazagi's here. I don't think the trailer really spoils anything. Sorry, I went to stop to get a ward. Just support things, you know. Yay! That's okay. I'm gonna recall.
An enemy has been slain.
But yeah, that's I can think of the movie, like, just off the top of my head. I also know it's very, I don't know, I just know it's not, I'll build it. I just know it's not very safe for work. Snorkel. Yeah. Pig manure. What the? You guys doing okay? I take a mid-late wave. Oh my god. One thing that I have heard of is that the grave scene was because Barry Kogan wanted to do it, not because it was in the script. So he just started doing it on top of a grave, just because he felt like it. Sorry, I couldn't heal you in time. Thank you, Nomu. No clue. I don't know how E-Cube really works. I just know it fucks sneeze. That is not grammar at all. Oh my god, I love the sound Sona makes. They're so cute. Cause like, okay, my Twitter should be updated now. My brain is melting. That bot's not updated though. I love this background music, bro. It fits me perfectly. I miss my ulti. Yippee! Yeah. Yeah, Intensen, like, I don't know. Let's go. Rip. Oh my god, I also really want like the IKEA cinnamon buns right now. Those sound so good. I think I'm just hungry, but I literally ate. I didn't eat actually. I was watching my brother set up my computer that I just didn't eat. I do eat carrots, yeah. True, we always take a free flash. I scare her. Carrots, unironically, fuck, I couldn't even ulti. Unironically and unintentionally, my favorite vegetables are carrots. They have always been and probably will always will be. I freaking love carrots, man. My mom would used to buy like just bags of baby carrots to put in my lunch kit. Sometimes she does now too. But whenever we just had a bag, like when I knew we had a bag of baby carrots, I just eat it. Like I'd only eat the carrots. They're not? Wait, what are they? Oh, and then like, there's a specific food that we have. I forgot what it's called in Tagalog. It's like a Filipino dish. One of the only vegetables I'd eat out of that dish were the carrots and the potatoes. JK. Proto. Can't believe you did me like that. Normal. I'm so gullible. It's not good. Yummy farm.
Mastery is the first step.
Okay, I go back.
What you do with it.
And I steal his farm.
Everything in harmony.
Kill me. You're a dirty little liar. Yeah, you are. Nunu does seem really fun if you're good at him.
Practice makes
Oh.
perfect.
I caught them. I don't know why you can't just hold and drag around. I was told that it's not good to do that, and I've been just like clicking ever since. But like, what's stopping me from just going back to drag? I mean, habit. But like, now I just drag. I should have a stream where I grab a friend and no, Moo, continue. You're leaving me on a cliffhanger. I could do that, yeah. That sounds like a very funny stream idea. Nice. Oh no. No worries. That does sound fun. I wonder. Maybe I could do that with Jaden. Oh, he's unstoppable! Oh shit. I shouldn't have walked this way. Oopsie. Then I do it back? Yeah. I've done that before with someone too, but that's because they... I guess not really backseating because they wanted me to teach you. Teach you? Teach them. Oh, sorry. I think we all collectively inted there. Okay. Okay.
An ally has been slain.
I'm goated. I'm goated.
I might have overreacted to you unlawfully entering my property.
I entered last game, guys. Come on.
A surprise encore? If they insist.
Momo John Stramalons?
Is my
What does that mean?
But I'll never forget Ione.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Call that no.
Unguarded? What does that mean? that real? I don't know if that was real. Oh. Yeah, boy. I got his ass. Always love a good Helia.
An enemy has been slain. Never be afraid. Your turret has been destroyed.
Nice.
Aced. An enemy has been slain.
Guys, I'm gonna. Oh. I'm gonna solo drag. Oh, never mind. GG's. Yay!
Victory.
Oh my god, thanks guys. Thanks. Right? That one play mid? Hello? God, thanks guys. Thanks for all the honors. I feel so flattered. do. I am the legend of the league. Thank you. That was streamer bias. That was you, Ari. Come on. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not stealing any CS. I am getting what is rightfully mine. Oh my gosh. I need to like... I feel bad, but I got a lot of people I need to message on Twitter. Okay, you guys ready? Yeah, I have so many people I need to reply to. I have a lot of a lot of messages. Maybe. Yeah, I will message people. I'll message people after the stream, I think. Yeah. Of course, thanks for playing. Okay. Well, also guys, I don't think this guy knows I'm a streamer, or he does, but he probably thought I quit. It's not a lot of people sliding into my DMs. I did a call for people who want to do collabs with me. Sorry, just burped in my mouth. And a lot of people replied to that tweet actually. I also made a tweet about like, I want more girlfriends. I want to stop. I too many stinky men in my DMs. And I actually attracted one girl. So yeah, I'm gonna make a friend. OMG. OMG. Actually, I'm DMing people right now. OMG. I'm so sorry. What? Hi. Oh, you do know I stream. Hi. Riz up. Yeah, I need to up the Riz game. I hope I have W Riz. Please, yeah, please. I want friends. One is more than true. True. Hi, Sora. Who I want to play? I don't know who I want to play. This is stressing me out. I love
Let me
Soraka.
guide
Playing
you.
Soraka. This one. Let's go with this one. Oh yeah, cause I forgot what your name was before, but it was like something Sora or like Sora something, right? But I remember you. I remember you. Shady Sora, yeah. I remember who you were. There's so many people I didn't remember after the name changes. It was a little embarrassing how many people I didn't remember. We're not gonna talk about it, but oh, I tabbed out of the game. 5-letter change. Oh yeah, it's still a change, so. You're Kale main, really? Oh, the background music stopped. Oh no. There we go. Kosub, why are you pairing it with that emote? Why the Sukuna emote? That is a lot of ignites and fire on their team. That does not bring me reassurance. I almost try to use WASD to move. I don't know what I'm doing. Horse girl Lilia. Goat girl Soraka. I love Soraka so much. Oh no.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yeah, with all your voice lines. Dousing.
A new age cannot begin until the old.
Dossing?
A summoner has reconnected. Minions have spawned.
Oh man.
Elegance in darkness.
In more ways than one? What does that mean? Sora, are you... I don't even know what I was gonna ask, but I don't want to ask it anymore.
Invite serenity.
Heavens descend.
fires of opposition, I forge my own path.
What is the... Are you into animal girls, Kosub? Are you not into humans? I'm a little bit concerned. I've missed all my cues just the whole game so far, so... Oh! And I get a double Q. I'm so good. Oh, girls with a good personality. Yeah. That's fair. Speaking of... Oh, no, it wasn't last night. It was 2 nights ago. I was playing, like, Lethal with my friends. Was it 2 nights ago? Yeah, 2 nights ago when I had, like, a lot of barbecue with my siblings. Yesterday... My friends and I were talking about, like, I plead the fifth. Okay. That clown emoji is not helping your case. My friends and I were talking about our standards and stuff, right? And, like, my friend, she has, like, solid-ass standards. And I'm just like, well, like, if I like him, I can figure it out. You know what I mean? I don't know. Was it here? Yeah, it was here. But I don't know. I probably do have some standards. I just don't realize that I do. Oh no, I think I'm getting a bot in my Twitch DMs. Cat test. Ooh. I literally cannot see what you guys are saying right now. What do you mean, how big? I don't have mana. Oh no!
An ally has been slain.
Went a little too hard. Like how tall? Me? Or my standard?
Great cataclysm.
No, man, yeah. No. Standard and me. Okay. This is funny. Korean. Oh, wait. Hi, Korea. Thank you so much for the follow. Let's come in. I will message you back when I die. So, hi. My 3 size. What do you mean 3 sizes? What does that mean? Okay, the thing is, I'm like 5'2", basically, I think. And they just have to be taller than me. You know? That's my standard, just taller than me. What do you mean I'm small? I think I am an average height. Yeah, it's League, so. Wait, do you stream League too? Ah! So, yeah, at least 5'3".
In twilight and in dusk.
I don't understand. What's the 3 sizes? Like, okay, I saw a thing that's like, why do VTubers, like, pretend to be so innocent? But, like, half of these things I don't actually think I've actually heard of before. What do you mean 3 sizes? Oh, wait, what games do you stream then?
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, that's not a high bar, I'm pretty sure. But I've had guys who are shorter than me hit on me before, which is weird. That was like ages ago. So. Nice. I don't know. There are people shorter than me.
From order and chaos springs
I know like a lot of like 5 foot below girls. Not a lot of guys, but the 5 foot below guys have hit on me before. I have dated a guy who is a full foot taller than me. I don't think I'd marry them right away, dude, but I've dated a guy taller, like so much. Oh my, what is that cue? Way taller than me, so yeah.
The whole cycle combines.
He's crying on my ass, bro. I just healed you. Oh my god! Okay, I gotta go. I don't have enough HP to heal you. If I get jump scared, I'm actually going to cry. Okay, I'm gonna wait for a ward.
I will quell the fires of conflict.
I will quell the fires of conflict. Yes, you will, girl.
An enemy has been slain. I must walk the in-between.
Hi, Ari. My turn to get 6. I was gonna push into.
This divine conflict.
Wow, look at the zoning, guys. He's gonna get me good. Get away from me. Get the fuck away from me.
Some lines or some
Okay, guys, we need ulti. I won't be able to hear you scream, but you guys can say something. Ow.
conviction in faith. An enemy has been slain.
Ah. Dude, that ulti had such good value because they were fighting mid. Okay, we're better. We're so much better. Wait, this one. Yeah. We're better. Gotta dab on them. So in the bag. Who is TP? What the?
In twilight and in dark.
Yeah, let's get out of her vision. She might ulti our asses. We so got this game. We're so good.
With purpose and finality.
I need more HP. Okay, now I can leave. For real. Look at this clown. Look at this guy. I may have missed all my cues beforehand. Oh, I canceled it. I'm so good. Did I? Oh, it's okay, Ari. You are just better, as they say.
An enemy has been slain.
My minion. My first minion.
An ally has been slain.
Oh, rip.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Okay. I don't have the. I didn't know there's a difference between the one with glasses and just the normal one. I only have the normal one, so am I not as cool? Like, I swear I'm as cool as you guys. I swear. Okay, I'm on the way. I'm on the way, Kosa. Don't die without me, Ari. Oh, yeah, he's coming. You're coming with us. That's good. That's good. Should I get some glasses? Oh. Like, are you talking about the VTuber or me? Who are you referencing to? Fuck! I tried so hard, Ari. I'm so sorry. No. Because I left you alone. I'm bad. Okay, they'll push out to them. Yeah, but who needs glasses? Me or... Me or... I can't think. Me or the VTuber? Oh, what the fuck? Get his ass. Oh yeah, I'm walking over too. Never mind, I'm not walking over.
Though born from conflict, I am destined to bring peace.
My ward, my ward. I don't have ulti no more. Give me 1 second.
The last light blade.
Why is he just walking at me? Oh? That is so funny. This is so fine, guys. Okay, Ari? You're just better. Like, hello? Were any wards placed in this bush? You are also cracked, Kasagi.
A new age cannot begin until the whole
The League of Legends music is very League of Legending right now. Hello? Did he flash over the wall? Like, you saw the particles, right? Not going crazy? Cause tonight is not the night that I will fall for you. Over and... Oh, really? The song fucked me up. Okay, Ari. Oh. I know.
A summoner has disappeared.
Woo. Dun, 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 dun. No, you carried me. It's okay, you tried. You really tried. Dun, 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 dun. dun 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 dun. This song just. What do you mean that's Soraka skin? Kosub. Kosub, sometimes you scare me, man. Got it, guys. I got the most honors on the team. Thanks. Streamer privilege. Yeah, we keep it professional. Oh yeah, sure. Okay. I think I'm playing 2 more games? 2 or 1 more game? I'm not sure yet. I am thinking of ending the stream kind of early just so I can do some test streams later. The aesthetic the skin provides. Okay. Okay. Maybe two more games. This stream is definitely shorter than usual, or going to be shorter than usual, because you guys know I usually stream like 10,000 hours. I'm kidding. I know I stream at least 4 hours, but I think this stream will only be like 3 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah. 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 Soraka's very cute. I love Soraka. Phil for the last game? Maybe. This isn't last game yet, guys. This is the second to last game, I think. Yeah, this game is second to last. Go pick your roles. Guys. Yeah. Next game. After this game. Keeping us guessing. My bad. Kosub. Anytime you say anything with that emote, I'm gonna be so sussed out. Okay? Like, what is that? Soraka? I think you have to sub to Jin 4K. Or, well, Yokai Jin. Gotta sub to Yokai Jin. Okay, well, let's go. He seems like a great streamer, especially with those emotes. The guy knows his demographic. The Jiggy one is so good. Joe Goat, Clown. You're gonna... Okay. Yeah. That's fine. You got this, Ari. Next game, I'll go Phil with you guys, okay? Really? Nice. I need to... Actually, let me check real quick. Do I have any emote slots? Video producer. Community emotes. No. Viewer rewards. Oh, okay. I actually don't have any emote slots for you guys. So, yeah. I can't add any more emotes for you guys. How many? Wait. Hold on. I don't get any more emotes until I get to 65 subscriber points, which is like 65 subs if it's just all tier 1s. That's not a lot of emotes. Actually, no. No, I can add more. No, okay, I'm a liar, guys. I'm a freaking liar. I can add more emotes. I just read everything wrong. I can't keep defending you, bro. You guys want a Jogo emote? Sure, I'll look into getting a Jogo emote for you guys. I might, if I have to pay for it. I don't know. Maybe. Nah, she'd win. Nah, I'd win. Hold on. Jogo. Jogo emote. None of these are showing up. You should. We could play with each other off stream. We don't have to play with each other on stream. It'd be really nice to play with some other VTubers, like off stream, and not like, you know. Very happy. I love VTubers, dude. Why do you think I became one? Oh, is this... You're down for both? Okay. Potential League of Legends collab? Me when League isn't showing up? Hello? A little cat critter VTuber, that'd be so cute. Why? Oh, that's fine. Grind the gym. Okay, I see you. Dude. It's not working. Yeah, no worries. It's all for funsies. No. Oh. Okay, well. I haven't to do this, but I might have to. There we go. Just for now. Oh, you can see my friends playing games. Drop the Addy. Oh my gosh. Gym and cry and spam heck room. That sounds so wonderful. I've been wanting to go to the gym for the longest time, but I don't know. Oh, oops. I'm scared of people like judging me while I'm in the gym. Like, I want to say I'm like, oh my god. I'm still like moderately fit looking and still kind of like a little fit just because I think just because of all the sports I played when I was younger, but like I don't think I'm good at gymming. Does that make sense? Ooh, Ooh, jungle main. If I'm correct. Either way. How? So I took biscuits. Not the bread on the. I need to like. I always say I want to expand to other roles, but like I don't really think I can, bro. Wow! I fucked up. I fucked up so bad. This is my bad, co-sub.
Enemy double kill.
That is my bad.
My brothers and sisters do not.
I always make the mistakes at like the last second. Anyway. Jungle mid main? No! Do you at least have one now? Wait, yeah, you do? Because you stream too, right? Oh my god, I sound so unsure. I'm sorry. I feel bad that I don't know much about you. I mean, that's why I'm like, I want to get to know you and stuff, but like, yeah. Okay, cool. Making sure I got at least that right.
The night is long, the day dawns true. Banish despair.
I saw her ass and ran. Ooh. Anyway. Yeah. If I ever play the new role, like a new role, I always gotta play with someone or else I will mentally boom and be so freaking sad. I'm sorry, go sub.
Divinity wanes.
Wait, what happened to your flash?
I see you. Mortals will keep the peace.
Wow. Oh, yeah. No, that always sucks. Sorry, I have a bad habit of tabbing in and out, so. Clicker train? What does that mean?
Elegance in darkness.
Or do I need to like play with a jungler so that I get all the ganks?
With purpose and finality.
Nice. Maybe I should have went Guardian. Man, this Thresh has like really good hooks, and he has ones like that. No, but I know what he's. Oh, I know what he's predicting. Oh yes, healing. My favorite. This is why I love playing Soraka.
I will quell the fires of thunder.
Nice dodge. You're just better.
A new age damage cannot begin.
I saw it before I started playing. Oh, I want to check my sub count, but I can't. I do know. Wow!
Lit Jive.
Woo! 28 months, over 2 years. Thank you so much for the sub, Isaac. Woo! For the reoccurring sub, sorry. It's crazy. It's crazy how long we've known each other. Man, I need to think of better sub rewards because just careful of Thresh walking up. Just because I don't know. I feel like I need to give you guys something.
Has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I actually can't believe she lives.
Pains on precipice.
We almost got her.
An enemy has been slain.
This Briar is not having a good time though, which is amazing. For me personally. Okay. Yes.
From the fires of opposition,
I don't
forge
know.
my own
Is this greed? Okay, okay, let's leave, let's leave, let's leave. Now it's greed, if we stay any longer. Yeah, I'm recalling. Okay.
May eternal rest soothe your battle-weary soul.
There we go.
Beginning of our end.
You're fine up there, Cassie. So I'm just chilling. Bop, 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 bop. You are a gambling man. You are scaring me. As a non-gambling, no, that's a lie. I play Genshin and I play Honkai Star Rail. Let me. Oh wow. Does the turret kill them? Maybe. Keep going, how about tea? I didn't know if you needed that or not. What? The turret hit me? Yes, I am a fellow gacha addict. I don't spend I try my best not to spend actual money. Actually, I don't think I've actually spent at least my own actual money on Genshin or Star Rail yet. Who knows what I might do in the future. Black Swan, she is so pretty. Like I might not,
Mortals must succeed.
but
Gods have failed.
there's a possibility. She's very much yes. You know?
Sunrise or sunset?
I'm really sad I didn't get Argentine so I'm hoping on his rerun. I know there's barely been any reruns, but
The last light guides me.
I'm so good. I'm just kidding. Right? She's like it's all bait. It's all bait. It is all bait. It's all worth it. It's all worth it. Yeah. Like I said, it's all worth it. I don't have ulti to help from afar though. So.
Turret plating.
You got one?
An ally has been
No,
slain.
not the Aesol ulti. Really? I mean, it's Kafka. It's so understandable. I know my brother, like my older brother, I know he really likes Kafka. I think there was the Star Rail event that happened, like the drink event. And I wasn't in Manila during the time. I'm gonna get. That's so stupid. Anyway, I live in Canada, but I was visiting the Philippines during the event, and they didn't have the event cafe in Canada, but they had it in the Philippines. But I wasn't in Manila when it was happening, so I got my older half brother to go for me to get the cuff sleeves and the stickers and the postcards and stuff. And then oh my god, how'd that hit you? That he got it for me, and he was like, "I'll give you everything,
Rampage.
but I get to keep the Kafka coaster or like sleeve or whatever." I don't remember which one it was, but I was like, yeah, of course. I just want the event stuff, like any of the event
I
stuff.
will quell the fire.
I was very happy to have like any event thing, because usually they're not in Canada, so it makes me very happy that I got something. Or like the ones that have it in Canada aren't like the official ones, at least from my knowledge. They're mostly just fan events.
So dishonored. An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Yeah, I hate Renekton. Oh.
Rampage is on a precipice.
I'm gonna get killed by Aesol. Or not. It's okay. We are both being ambitious. I also have tier 2 boots.
The in-between.
Finally. This is how I farm assists. With my ulti.
Elegance in darkness, ferocity in light. Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down.
Just be careful, they're probably gonna walk up.
The gods bicker while the world lies neglected.
I'm super excited just to download and get all my games again though. It won't be the same, at least for some of them. But, guys, this means we get some Spiritfarer streams again. And I really like playing Spiritfarer on stream. So, yeah. I think this year I'm gonna try to become a little more on the variety side. But League will still be my main game, for sure. Where am I going? I feel a little lost.
A new age cannot begin.
Oh yeah, but I mentioned earlier, I have a list of games I want to make Let's Plays of, games I want to play on stream, and games I play on stream that I will turn into Let's Play videos, you know? I've always wanted to be a Let's Play YouTuber. This is like the chance to, now that I have all these other games.
So distant. Soon.
Oh, I'm dead as fuck. Yeah, I think I'm mostly into this game, so my bad, guys. My bad.
New day. New night. I must walk with in between.
On my way mid. I will help. Oh.
Enemy double kill.
Okay, guys. Hear me out. Hear me out. You guys don't have to if you don't want to, but just it's a possibility, especially because of this.
Between night and dawn. See
Okay, okay, okay.
the end.
I believe. Okay.
The gods bicker while the world lies neglected.
Okay, you beat her?
Shut down.
Okay.
An enemy has been slain.
Maybe you guys are right. Maybe I'm just a quitter. Just a just a little loser.
I rise in night.
Okay. Ah. What is going on with my headphones? Yeah, hopefully we got this.
Queens on the precipice.
I think I'm just feeling a little fatigued. I think think I'm a little hungry, guys. Feel my tummy grumbling. Who here?
Must not mourn the death of gods. Our end marks a new beginning. Rampage.
Okay, I kind of had to. I was scared she was gonna use her rend or her pullback thingy on me. I was a little scared. I am so good. Oh. She have a bleed or something? You guys are so much better. Why did I doubt? Why did I have any doubt? Holy shit. I'm such a, oh my gosh. Okay, I literally just think I'm hungry though. That's why, that's why I want to play our last game.
My world remains unknown. My fate unfinished. Deserving of redemption. I herald the beginning of our end.
Okay. Ah! I can help out in approximately 10 seconds. Shit.
Double kill. Shut down.
No! I think I played that so bad. Oh, I'm so hungry. I know, that was so... I didn't think it'd hit you. But I don't know. I guess it just kind of gets longer as he levels it more. I got some. But I need to be doing damage. I don't think I'm doing any damage. That is so stupid. The Rallies got you good.
Eyes from the world to end. An enemy has been slain.
Which is the real Ari? I don't know. That was not the real Ari, but I healed it anyway. I pretended. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Ah, I can't press the thing. Good evening, friends. I hope you're having a night. What do you do? What do you get when you cross a dinosaur and a pig? Jurassic Park. That is so good. Thank you, Kyokor. That's so cute. My voice is cracking. I'm so sorry.
Enemy rampage. Shut down.
League of Focus. No. Love those emotes. Very cute. I didn't know what to get you guys.
Must succeed. Gods.
Oh, they're gonna get Baron. That was a very nice giggle. I very much appreciate it. I'm just gonna get rid of the ward and leave.
This divine path.
There's a thresh right there. That's very scary. That's one of my IRLs. I think he's trying to make sure he doesn't dox me again. Okay. Yep. I wish I got exhaust so bad, but also heal is so These team fights are so ours. Oh my god. These team fights are like, dude, we're so fucking good. This Renekton ass. Dude, I think he was beating our asses earlier. True. Callista's up. Yeah, let's go. I need HP. I need wards. I need Don't Mama. I'm kidding. I'm so sorry.
Sleep.
I haven't made your mama jokes in so long. That one's just like busting out of me. I'm sorry, guys. Don't worry, guys. I'll take care of it. Oh, let me put on my anime voice. Don't worry, guys. I'll take care of it. I'm so sorry.
Divinity wins.
I couldn't heal. No! He got my ass. Hate him. Of course. That's another 0-10 game for me, guys. It's okay. See, we're better. We are better. I don't know what item to buy yet, so I'm just gonna get a Wardstone. Wardstone is unironically one of my favorite items in this game. I don't know why. I just love it. I love putting down my little wards everywhere. As I have no pinks up because I died. It's a little embarrassing. It's okay. It's fine. Oh, I would always forget Wardstone exists, but I love it. True, true. The 23 assists are pulling through, doing better KP wise than this Thresh. My wards could be better though. We are not going to talk about my ward score. Threshalang. What does that mean? Bum, 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 bum. I found a briar. fucked up, didn't I? I think I inted. Moby's OP. The Moby boots got you. I think I inted. My bad, guys. Don't know what that accent is. I don't know what I'm trying to do. Kite the big man. Yes.
A new day, a new night. In twilight,
Oh,
and
let me buy my 3 wards. Let me fly. May I get some assistance,
God's
mid
pity,
lane?
the world lies neglected.
Thank you, Sola.
I must walk within the twilight.
Reveal what is hidden.
I'm a little scared, but we have the singular ward for the gank.
From order and chaos springs new hope.
Okay, scary. Bum, 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 bum.
So
This background
invite
music
serenity.
so iffy. So iffy.
Your light dim.
Yep. Okay. I can't flash! She won't let me flash. You guys are so much better! Oh my god! All the dogs around Callista, bro. That was so fucking funny.
Aced.
The ulti, bro. Soraka ulti OP. Yeah, I forgot that they... I think so. It's really close. I think it's really close. I forgot that they removed the ability for Soraka's ulti to remove Grievous wounds, but now she just has more healing. So if they don't have Grievous, I basically heal for full HP. And the looks of it... What's this? No Grievous wounds. That's a juicy ass Soraka ult right there. Sorry, I need some water.
This
I
day
can
may
feel my
be
mind. I'm hungry.
How will we go?
I think that's all. I think that's all I have to say. I'm just hungry. Yeah. But after this game, will be last game. I'll go fill with everyone. Oh, look at this. The 2 pinks. I think I'm so money, actually. Why else would I become a streamer? so through. I think so. Ah, cause I didn't ulti. I should have left way earlier.
Your turret has been destroyed.
No, at least we were close.
Inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Oh, Kiki. Fair enough. I would also be very upset. It is, considering the fact that we just lost. Okay, last game. And then your girl's gotta eat. I gotta munch. Oh, yeah. Ooh, Glowin, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Hello. Wow, guys, look at the follows. Got a lot today. Very happy. Hi, welcome in. You two fave champs on one team. Oh gosh. Yes, we got the next one. Next one's last game, and we always win the last game. So you know. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Well, hi Sora. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Okay. Last game, guys. Last game. Yeah, this is the... It is a big stream today. This is the last stream of the... Last game of the day. If you guys see me streaming again, no you didn't. It's a test stream. Okay. Let us fill. We're all filling. We're all filling, okay? Kasugi, fill right now. Last game and then ended the stream. Okay. Let's go. Fuck. There's like 3 AP champs.
Learn from your mistakes.
I hate Ribbon. Okay. Who's SRO? Streamer? Blink, blink, blink. Huh? Yeah, I also wonder who would win.
Fear the assassin with no master.
I actually have a lot of Akali skins, so PGG. I don't think I have Star Guardian. I don't have DRX either. I said I have a lot, but I don't think I have that many. Why are you mad, bro? I have KDA All Out, Nightmare, Crime City Nightmare. Oh, that's it. I thought I had more. Bro, Zoya Ghost of cosplay real. Why are you guys cosplaying each other? What? Okay, guys. All Out or Crime City Nightmare? What you want? What you want? I'm gonna go in and die. Guys. KDA or Crime City? Hurry! Okay. I'm City. I think I'm City. I should be City. If I'm not City, we lose our minds. Fuck, I'm not City. This is what happens. I don't think I've seen the DRX one ever, so. You're the ruler. Yeah, exact. I agree with that. She's so attractive in that skin, but I just didn't switch to it in time. This is my bad. Dude, ruler. Why did ruler sign it like that? Mako's is so nice. I really like Mako's. Real. I think this is like the first time I'm playing Akali not in ARAM, so yeah, respectfully, she looks so good. She's so good. She's so good, she looks so good. Oh my god, with the utmost respect, she looks very cool. She does look very cool. I really like her Star Guardian skin. But then again, I am the biggest Star Guardian lover ever. So all the Star Guardian skins, except like the oldest ones, they are amazing to me. What does that mean, Kosub? What does that mean? That'd be so funny, but I'd love it so much. I'm still waiting on the Star Guardian Gragas skin though. Because, where's his skin? Like, Urgot got his. So where's Gragas? That's real. Blackpink Jennie as like Katie Akali would be so amazing, but I love Soyeon so much, so I'm a Soyeon lover, so it's okay. No, I agree with that. I didn't want to say it out loud because it's so controversial, but like at the time it was Coachella, it was everything. But now it's like one of my least favorite Star Guardian skins. Like whenever I play Lux and then one of my teammates is also playing a Star Guardian skin, I'm like, oh, I don't want to play Star Guardian Lux, but like to match, but like still. Sorry, there is something in my mouth.
The rules hold you back. Look for someone who needs them.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Real. Those ones like shoot, is Lunar Empress before or after Elementalist? Because I think that one still has aged nicely. I think it's just the effects that need an upgrade. You get what I mean?
If they're smart, They're scared.
Like, I think it's like, I don't know, I still think that one's really cute. I still play it all the time. Not all the time. Some of the time.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. But if anything, it just needs like, I still stand on it needs like the abilities to upgrade, but that's literally it. It's still, it's like it feels a little timeless, you know? A little timeless, it feels timeless. Oh, I'm sorry.
Magic's fine.
I
Steel's better.
didn't see any of that. Oh fuck.
I was trained to kill since I could walk. Everyone dies.
Ooh!
Just speed things up.
Guys. Oh, fuck. I can't.
My kills are
I can't CS. I'm so bad at like melee champs. Cause I get so scared. Oh, I get so scared so easily.
Restraint's not
That's okay.
really my thing. Can't stop with
Ow! Oh no! It's doomed. The game's doomed. The game is so doomed, guys. Oh my god. I actually planned it for next week, actually. Yeah. I still need to think of a goal for hitting 15. Or like a, not goal. Reward for hitting 15. I'll ask in the Discord server later. Okay, maybe I stop diving him under his own tower. Unless it's pushing a bit.
I make problems disappear.
Anyway. Ah! Oh my god.
Playtime's over.
Why is Akali kind of fun? I get why people play her.
It's not about the
I am just better.
It's about you.
Okay, I don't think I'm better, guys. I don't think I'm better. Perhaps. It would be very nice, but you don't have to. Aww. Oh, he just flashed, ignited me. It's okay. It's okay.
Lesson learned.
Thank you.
Let them see. They can't stop.
I can't see yes. I can't see yes. This is so bad. This is okay. No, this is... His twirling
No
move
one
is
tells
very
me what to do.
dangerous.
Not anymore.
Killing spree.
The words on their tombstones
will be my new mantras.
Dude. His berserks.
I work alone. It's better for everyone.
You know what's so stupid? How can just twirl all he wants?
An enemy has been slain.
Oh my god. I cannot call you for shit.
Just the way it is.
Shut down. You have been slain.
Guys, this is not this is
Okay, that one was messy.
this is a How do you guys play top lane? I'm very
An
dead.
enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
I think I'm too used to having someone fight for me. Thank you. I will stop and take. I will stop feeding the Garen.
You will not stop me.
Garen momented constantly though.
Okay, this I got.
This is like the second time I've ever had to play top on stream, and it's never gone well so far.
An enemy has
Like
been
I,
slain.
oh my god, I can't see us. I
An
played,
ally has been slain. An
My-
enemy has been slain.
I played Camille top against a Riven main. That was very fun.
Kama or kunai.
That cart this bot lane.
I'm not here to make friends.
Okay. I almost got all of it. Exactly. I think I just need to stay in the bot lane. Oh! Look at me! Look at me doing these fancy combo stuff. Look at me! Look at me! I'm so cool! Sorry. Fuck.
No more meditation or mantras.
I don't think I can press R yet, can I? Don't I have to press R on top of a person?
Let's have some fun.
I was so fucked. I can't do this shit!
I do.
Can't play this champ. Oh, if I hit him, I woulda hit him with the EQ WQ. I don't know. I don't know Kali combos. I think they're on Rift. She looks very pretty though, so it's okay.
Hold still.
Yeah.
Up on my knee.
He might place a top. Strong possibility. Yeah. Fuck. Ah! What the fuck? Thank you! Thank you, I'm so mad. Or I was so mad. shit! Holy shit! Kosum, you're crazy! You're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. Yeah, I did get shit on. I don't know how to fucking play top lane. I know you woke up from your cat nap. I looked at your messages, but I didn't reply to you. My bad.
Gonna carve my own path.
This is last game, so I'm getting off after this one to eat some food. I don't. Oh my fucking god!
An enemy has been slain.
What a fucking
An ally
bitch!
has been slain.
Here, let me reply to your messages right now. If I die in a tower, it's your fault. Yeah, I'll play with you after I eat.
Unstoppable. Your turret has been destroyed.
Who wasted gold? I love being able to play against Kieran, guys.
Everyone died.
Yeah, I picked Akali first, I think. Actually, I have no clue. I just picked Akali because she's the only one I know how to play out of these ones. Get him! Get him! See, guys, this is the strat. I give them gold, and then you guys claim the bounties, and then you win.
Okay.
Don't worry, Akali. We're so good. We're so fine. I'm just gonna split push. I'll go mid, I'll go mid.
The Kinku couldn't control me. I do what they wouldn't.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Anyway. No, it's okay. I already knew it was unfortunate as soon as like someone said Akali's hard top lane. But she's the only one I saw and I was like, I want to play Akali. Oh, really? I don't know. Someone said it.
So many enemies, so many knives.
An ally has been slain.
What is her? Oh my fucking god, I'm bad.
This thing's not really my thing.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Let's just 360 twerk back. Oh, my bad.
Oh,
Dominating.
My bad.
An enemy has
I don't
been
even
slain.
have 100 CS yet. You guys think I'm on my... I give up. I give up. I literally give up.
can't stop what's coming.
I should have played fucking Yasuo, man. I think I would have had a fun time playing Yasuo. And at least it'd be funny if I went 0-10. You know? This isn't funny. This is kind of sad.
We'll get the job done.
Real. I'll just do that next time. I didn't know that.
Items disappear.
I'm just playing Akali because she's pretty. Oh my god, I can't do this. Oh my god! I need to check that HP. Oh, I see you. That's all I know how to do in Champions that I don't know how to play. Just escape.
It's not about
I've only played Akali on ARAM, okay? I don't know how to actually play her. I just button mash on her. You know, I think I'm a better Zed player than I am a Akali player. Like, I'm being so fucking for real right now.
you can never have too many kunai.
Kunai.
Let them see. They can't stop.
Oh. Oh, I killed the guy! Fuck. Ah! No!
You have been slain.
Ignite. She does. I know a lot of Akali players, or I used to know an Akali player. There's this guy I know. He used to literally play Akali on my account because he was like, oh, I just want another account for ranked. And this is before I played ranked, right? So he'd play Akali on my account, but he would be like losing. It'd be kind of funny. You're right, you're right. The more I flip on them, the more they'll be distracted by me and the more they'll attack me. You're right.
I was just warming up.
It's like we TP.
Quick and deadly.
Someone else take. Okay, I will take. Oh no.
Shut down.
The words on their tombstone.
Shut down.
Feathers fly!
You have slain an enemy.
Oh, 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 oh.
Killing spree.
Had this in the wrong slot.
Slain.
Guys, I'm getting kills by button mashing. I actually think the strategy is working. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Shut
Thank
down.
you. Guys, I have a bounty. Oh my god! My gold got
I
reset.
live alone. It's better for
You're
everyone.
so right. Oh fuck. Okay, you know what I'm thinking about right now? For my friend's birthday, we got her a cake. I'm thinking about that cake right now. It was a really good cake. Wow. The thing, my friends almost didn't get the cake because they're like, oh, what flavor? And I was like, obviously chocolate. And then they almost didn't get chocolate. And I was like, bro. So where do I put this?
You will not stop me.
I'm gonna place it mid.
Better run to it. Hiding.
May I get some assistance mid so I can place this down later?
Kama or Kunai.
Ooh! Oh, the voices! The voices!
I'm not here to make friends.
The voices! The voices! The voices! Oh my god. I am thinking about that.
Can't stop me.
He got me good, bro. Okay, you're better. You're literally better. Bro, I'm so hungry. Look at him go. Getting dragon all by himself.
Lesson learned.
Sorry, I'm googling Akali builds right now. Okay, Shadow Flame.
No more meditation or masters.
No, I'm gonna go top. I'm gonna push top. Oh. Oh, I didn't oh. I forgot it disappears. I should have just placed it down.
There are over 300 pressure points on the human body. No one can protect them all.
Wait, can someone? Ah, I fucked up the direction. You guys, I just want to dance on him, so this is fine. You know, more people in our team are positive, so I think that's a good sign. I am okay. This is fine. I feel like this music is helping boost my morale, you know? Make me feel better about this whole game.
Spree. Shut down.
Go sub. Okay.
How about I just end this?
Dude, what is this cart this on? What is this misogyny?
Gonna carve my own path.
Okay, Kasagi?
Shut down.
Yo, he's just better.
Destroyed a turret.
True. No drags. Real? She not real? Actually, I don't know.
If they're smart, they're scared.
No fucking way. That is the funniest thing I've read ever. No fucking way.
Too fast, too good.
You're gonna ignore that? I absolutely love that. Thank you for sharing with the class. That is the best story ever.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
Your friend has got that Masters player so good.
Try to keep up.
Killing spree.
I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen. Just watch them fight. Run, Sora! Or don't and absolutely fucking destroy them, man. Oh,
Enemy has been slain. An ally has been
when did I
slain.
get the tower? Oh my, I can't see us. I cannot see us.
The old ways just
Rampage.
I should have just played Instinct Scion. Do I even have Scion? I think I do.
Shut down. An ally has been slain.
2 different rings. Oh yeah, this one and that one.
Magic's fine.
Oh, and that one.
Skip
That's
that.
3 rings. Real. Or yeah, order something good. I think my mom made some butter chicken. I think it's butter chicken. And my god, my tummy is rumbling.
everyone dies.
Fart
Just
steal.
speed things up.
You didn't eat today, Kosub? Kosub, no. Kosub! What is this behavior?
Wars are messy.
Yes, please eat food. I very much want you to eat food. And I also very much want to eat food. So, yeah.
Restraints
Food is
are
very good for you
really my
guys.
thing.
Just letting you know.
An ally has been slain.
Can't stop what's coming.
Miss. Oh.
Been slain. An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
That was so stupid of me. Yet it worked? Oh my fucking god, Sora.
Skill and steel will get the job done.
Oh my god, air fried chicken nuggies? That sounds so good. I need to do that to my next thing of chicken nuggets. 'Cause that sounds so good right now. Yeah, that was such a bad performance, but it worked. So
I got a pack full of trouble and nothing but time.
you don't eat most days. That's not healthy. How do you expect to get like all buff and stuff, huh? Can't get buff if you're not eating.
I make problems disappear.
Real. Yeah.
Playtime's over.
Oh my god, I cannot farm for the life of me.
It's not about the kill.
Where is he? Where is she? I think about that a lot. The where is she line. Viego is just like a oh shit. I didn't think this through. Oh my god. The Garen ulti.
Double kill.
Nah, I may have entered a little bit. I may have just went in and go spam in the wrong order. Hi, Eric! Yeah, they have two hella tanky guys. You're right, I know. I just don't know how to get onto them. I gotta like go in from behind or something.
An ally has been slain.
Don't waste the anger. Channel it.
Okay, Akali.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Kunai.
Oh, I missed. No, we let Ari die. Fuck.
No one tells me what to do.
Thank you. Owie, bro.
I work alone.
I wonder how I can attack the squish.
I'm my own master.
I love T-posing. We're all squishy women and Hecarim. You guys realize that? Oh.
This won't be long.
I got him! I actually gamered on him! Holy shit!
You have slain an enemy.
I actually gamered on him!
An ally has been slain.
That's right. Payback is hard.
Can you guys believe that? I don't believe it. Oh my god. I actually gamered. Ah! I'm so good! Thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, when I get excited, I get really fucking excited.
That's my target.
Oh my god, shorter cooldowns too. Oh my god. Maybe. Okay guys, you'll never see me on Lulu again. That is a big lie. I love Lulu. I think I play Soraka more on stream though.
Will not stop me.
Yay! Maybe I should have gotten a Seekers earlier.
Kama or
Zoom.
Kunai. Depends how I'm feeling.
Elder. Play more rock. Kosub. What do you mean by that? You gotta pull it out right there. Holy shit. I'll take one.
An enemy has been slain.
No more kill or masters.
I dashed to the cage! Anyway, we're better. We're so much better. Holy shit. I'm so happy! The song is called Free BGM. I'll be sleepy after a snack. 2 hours for quiet afternoon break. No copyright music. Yeah, you're so good, Kosub. Okay, but now. Nice. No worries. No, it sounds really familiar. You want to raid? Okay, we'll raid someone. We'll raid someone today. Oh, it should. Okay. Woo! Hey. Let us exit out of the league. We got this new screen. How you guys feel about it? Okay. This is because stream is actually ending. People who join won't have to. Yeah, it's super cute. It's me. Okay, so let's get. It is very late and I'm very hungry. League of Legends. Let's find someone to raid. Any of my friends on? No. None of these people I know personally. Let's look for a VTuber. I'm actually a little scared to raid, but we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. Okay, this person's playing ranked, so let's go raid them. Raid. Yeah, it's raid time. Okay, before we end stream, right? I got some thank yous to do. So these two are off stream follows, so thank you to Maybe Marker and Pew Pew Soul for the follow. On stream follows, thank you so much to Tabby GG for the follow, Empress Linda for the follow, Kyria Nibiris for the follow, Glowwood for the follow, and Sora for the follow. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, let's go. You like your I know you like your tent, Ari, but we gotta you get to move for once. You gotta get packed up for once, okay? Hey, this channel is intended for mature audiences, so be careful, guys. I don't know what they're gonna be like. I will see you guys there. No raid message. Just say you're from Moonbug stream, Moonbug EXO stream. Okay? Yeah, do you know? See, I'm delivering you to another VTuber you know. See? Okay. I will see you guys on Saturday. We're gonna be just chatting. And then we're going to play Stardew Valley with Coda. Lol. Anyway. Yeah, Saturday we're gonna start at 7:30 again, but the collab's gonna be at 9 p.m. PST. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Anyway, I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.
killed her. Moonbug Green, thank you so much for the raid. Hello, hello.
Oh wait, we can push it. It's over. It's over. GG.
How was your streams? Hello, hello. What are you up to?